Hi, I'm Priyanjali Narayan. You're watching ITMI TV. Today, I'm in conversation with Tashneem Chaudhary. Tashneem has been a senior journalist for over 2 decades. She has worked with renowned media outlets such as Hindustan Times, Beyond, and India Today Group itself. Hi.
Hello.
So, I want to ask you that you've been doing lifestyle writing, feature writing, and news writing for over 2 decades now.
Yes, it's been a very long time.
How has the journey been so far of lifestyle writing?
I would say it's been an extremely fulfilling and very satisfying journey, and I wouldn't trade this for anything else.
And there are a lot of reports that say that there is a global drop in readership itself. And this is across the world, not just in India. How has feature writing and news writing responded to that and altered in response to that?
Yeah, it's true that there has been a drop in reading, and a lot of people nowadays prefer to read shorter versions of, previously, which we would call broadsheet articles. So the thing is, it's not like there's been a drop in reading. There's been a drop in the difference of medium in reading.
Okay.
So it would be like earlier, if print was very popular, today it is mostly about reading on your phone, which I'm sure all of us are doing. So then what happens is that people are reading, they're still reading, but the length is lesser. So a feature article today could be crystallized into something shorter and crisper, but it still remains a feature article. So I don't think the quality of readership or even the measure of readership has been affected, but it's just that the medium has changed. That's all.
Okay. And after the pandemic, I'm sure there's different kinds of content that is being consumed. So how has article writing and news writing changed in response to that?
Here also, like today, like we would largely say that today is the age of the digital media. So digital writing is there, which is a little different from what when I started working as a journalist. That's the difference, like we'd call it broadsheet journalism, and print was very much, big. So now since it's digital, the format would change, the word length would change, and that's it, like nothing much has essentially changed. Because even now, a lot of people are saying that print is making a comeback and good quality always survives. There are like many good quality publications which have never really gone out of business. Maybe their subscribers dropped a bit, but they haven't really like stopped, So, and I think there is a lot of positivity right now because print cannot actually die. It'll just diversify into various mediums, different mediums. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So while writing an article, you have to balance it with palatability so that more and more people click on it and share it, because that's how digital writing can spread. Then how do you balance palatability with some sort of depth in the article? Because if you add a lot of depth and a lot of facts to it, it might be too exhaustive and a little too long for people who have lesser attention spans these days.
Yeah.
How do you balance it?
I get your point. The thing is, like I just told you about quality. Quality can survive even in a long article or in a very small article. The trick is to be talented enough to transform it into something worth reading even in a few words. Like today is the age of Twitter. In Twitter, you'll be expected to make a statement in like say 3-4 lines, whereas that same statement could be in a newspaper in a longer format. But when you have the talent, you can metamorphose the content into that of a Twitter thing as well as a broadsheet article also. It's just the talent which lies in writing and in words, which is why language is so important today, even more important than before. That's what I feel.
Okay. So I also want to ask that there's a lot of conversation about the role of AI and how it has changed writing. One American professor of language and linguistics even said that AI is high-tech plagiarism. It's a way to avoid education and learning. Now, how, as a writer, do you see that it has affected news writing? How would it change it?
AI, there's been a lot of debate about it. I think everybody in the world is talking about AI. The thing with AI is that even the people who have developed AI, what they feel is that AI can never replace the human brain or the human mind, largely because it is not personalized. AI can give you information, rattle of facts, give you data, figures, everything. But it doesn't have the ingenuity and the uniqueness of the human brain, which is why developers of AI also say that today when you're writing an opinion piece, AI cannot write an opinion piece because AI can gives you information. But a human brain can give you opinion, specific, personalized information which AI can't. So that's where AI can help humans to write better, but they cannot really replace good journalists, good writers. They just cannot do that. That's a unique human trait. So that's how I feel about the advent of AI. We should welcome it, but we should use it to support us, not to, dominate the world of writing or literature or whatever.
So you've been teaching us our foundation module course for English. We've learned a lot of writing and various forms of writing with you. What is some advice that you would like to give young people who want to become news writers, feature writers?
Now, this is one thing that I've been, telling everybody since the beginning of the class, that a lot of people have queries that I want to be a good writer. But it doesn't just stop there. You first of all read. You need to read a lot to become a good writer. So once you read, you automatically understand what writing is all about. And then you practice that form a lot. Maybe keep a journal, a diary, write a lot. And that's when you fuse the two elements of reading and writing, and then you speak. You speak better when you do that. So it's all got to do with your reading habits. A lot of people these days don't read, and yet they want people to read their stuff, which is like a paradox, So that's important. You read and then you write. That's the basic thing, yeah.
Okay.
Continuing the conversation from where my fellow colleague Priyanjali left, I am Varun Chaturvedi, looking forward to have a conversation with Tashni ma'am on certain and her views on certain topics. Ma'am, you taught us about the feature articles. Please reflect the journey a feature article has to go through from ideation till it's published.
Thank you so much for having me here, Varun. I would say that feature writing is a very distinctive feature of journalism and writing, and generally also in life. Because when you know how to write a feature article, you can write a lot of different kinds of articles. So that really is a strength. So which is why I think everybody should not look down on feature articles, which a lot of people do, and focus on that, because it will help your writing. It will help you progress in different modes of writing. And it's really going to be very beneficial for you as a writer in the long run. So it's important, yeah.
As we know, you have extensively covered a lifestyle beat. How it is to cover a lifestyle beat? Please reflect on the pros and cons of the beats.
I would say it's extremely interesting for somebody like me. Like when I was growing up, I would skip the hard news section and immediately jump to the lifestyle sections of whatever magazines or newspapers I was reading. So that's when I discovered that I had an affinity for lifestyle news more than, hard news. But I would say in this journey, it's essential to know every bit of whatever you're doing. So in between my career, like when I first started out, I had worked in hard news as a reporter for ANI News.
Yes.
So that was the first thing. And even though I didn't like it, I thought it was a professional part of my journey that I needed to do. And I'm grateful today that I chose to do that, because it's helped me a lot. And today, like as I complete around 23 or 24 years in journalism, I've again come back to hard news. Like recently, I was working with WION News, where I covered a lot of foreign affairs, and I wrote opinions and I sourced opinion writers, talked to a lot of important people about the kind of opinions that they'd be writing for us. So, it's very important to have a grip on every topic that you're going to be writing about. You cannot segregate yourself and say that I want to be only a feature writer, because in the world of writing, you must be exposed to everything. But saying that, I would say that since my interest is in features, I've had a wonderful journey. I've written on food, on fashion, on television, on movies, on people, personalities, done hundreds of interviews, met people, traveled to foreign cities, writing on lifestyle. So I think it's been a passion which has been fulfilled because of this profession. And there's one more thing, even as a person, like when I was in school, I was a very introverted kind of a person. I used to read a lot of books, not have too many friends, stay away from a lot of social events. But this journey as a journalist opened me up. It has changed me completely. And I would say it's necessary because it also helps in the growth of your personality. Life is all about growing and evolving. And when you manage to do that through your profession, which becomes your passion, then it's even better. In life, we all have certain steps and certain things to fulfill. I think I fulfilled a lot of mine and kicked off a lot of things on my bucket list.
And what I understood from our answer, when you love your job, you don't see the flowbacks of the lifestyle beat, or which beat it is.
Yes. I think it's largely goods. A few negatives are there in every field. Like you do not have a fixed job. You do not have fixed timings. You work round the clock. But then at the end of the day, you learn not to crib about it, because it's a very wonderful profession. And I'm very grateful for what it has given me.
Continuing to your answer, my question would be, I've also asked you this in the class, but I would like you to answer it on camera. As a journalist, we are often seeded with the thought that if you don't cover politics, you will be nowhere. The growth will be hindered and you will not be a good successful journalist? What do you think? Like after being a stalwart in covering lifestyle beat for journalism?
I would say it all depends on your interest level. But like I said, you must always know every aspect of every news that you're covering. That is the most important thing. You must know hard news. You must know in hard news itself, there's like politics, there's entertainment, sports. I mean, there are a lot of different beats, but you must be exposed to every beat and then you can choose your beat. But I wouldn't say it's a career drawback or a failure, because even in lifestyle writing, there's so many people that we know. So many, well-known journalists, even in India. Like I would give the example of Veer Sanghvi. In our times, he was a very well-known journalist. And even today, he is for a lot of people who read, who know what writing is all about. So he's the perfect example of what would be a combination of hard news, because he writes on political affairs as well as he used to write a column. He still does. It's called Root Food in the Hindustan Times. So a column like that on food. Now, who would imagine that something so diverse could be, matched together?
Yes.
Somebody writing on food, the intricacies of food, and then writing on the intricacies of politics. But you managed to do that and you manage to stay relevant. And today, if you choose even either of them and you're very good at it, then why should that stop you from being well known? There really isn't a barrier. You just have to be good at your job, put in your 100%, focus, and just never give up, no matter what the circumstance. So I think that's very important. It doesn't matter which beat you're on.
And my last question to you would be like, we talked in the all the question and your answers were two about the first inning of your life. I would like to talk about your second innings as a teacher and as a mentor. We are very grateful to have you as a mentor. Please reflect the journey and the experience in ITMI and as a teacher and a mentor generally.
Well, teaching has been a very novel experience, first of all. And this is my second stint at teaching. I've always wanted to do different things, which is why, I've never stuck to just one thing. I love writing, so I've been a journalist for a long time. And today I'm teaching, and I have in the works around 2 to 3 novels which are yet to be completed. So I've already written a book of short stories, then 2 books of poetry, and I'm on my way to do more. So I believe life is all about doing different things, exploring yourself, challenging your limits, and doing things which push you out of your comfort zone. So I think teaching has been a wonderful experience. This group has been excellent. Both the groups have been excellent. I've never felt so comfortable, and I think there's a lot of positivity to be got from you guys, and I feel that both of us benefit. I as a teacher, you as a student. We all learn from each other, and teaching has been a wonderful experience. At first, it was a stint, but now I may take it on further because I started enjoying it so much. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you so much for such an insightful and amazing conversation, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Here was I in conversation with Tashneem Chaudhary. Keep watching India Today Media Institute TV.